how all the characters that I want, martial law was not in the game. He was in the game. I guess I don't know. Maybe it just didn't wasn't finish up downloading all the stuff. But come to find out that I'm really upset with something else, like the guard breaks in the game. Like after you activate heat mode, I think it's unacceptable that only some characters have it. You know what I'm saying? Like if every character had it, I'd be like, okay. I think it's completely ridiculous. It shouldn't even be in the game. What makes fighting games so fun at the competitive level is to really see who's better overall, who's a better player, who understands the game, who understands how to approach the game and their opponent better than, everyone else. But like they're trying to appeal to fans and players that like can win off of a mechanic they get, a game mechanic that they get from losing in the first place, which almost guarantees that they probably would have lost if the mechanic just wasn't in the game at all. And it's like, it's hard for me to get into this one because I thought Tekken 7 was like so damn near perfect, with the exception of some of the rage arts is like on block, it should be unsafe. And some of them were, you had to counter before the attack ever hit. You could counter them before it hit, but if you block it, they're safe. Like, that's crazy to me. That's not how it should be. It's a very powerful move. They took a chance. They thought their opportunity was there, and they went for it, and you blocked it. You should be able to easily counter them with whatever the hell you want to do at that point. My favorite part about Tekken 8 is the volleyball. I'm not going to lie. Tekken Ball is like the best part. It's like, I think they tweaked it a little bit. Like the ball keeps getting bigger and bigger. I thought as the game progresses, it should get smaller and smaller. Making it bigger makes it easier towards the end. I don't know. Maybe making it bigger makes it harder. I don't know. I don't agree with the guard break. From what I understand, Paul and Jax could do it. I was watching, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, Rufus Monger, his channel, and he was explaining the heat system and stuff, what the characters could do. I'm 100% against there being guard breaks in the game. All that's going to happen is you're going to see nothing but Jax and Paul players in tournaments, and like the top 8 is going to be nothing but Jax and Paul. And it's a shame, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, that took away a lot of my motivation to want to even stream the game, is the guard break, after knowing that, and like not seeing the characters in the game. But the characters probably weren't in the game, like I said, because it didn't download. But that's just an added sense of, I don't know exactly. I don't know, with how the decision that the fighting game developers are making these days, I don't know how much longer I could be a fan. They should be grateful that I was a fan up until this point, especially Capcom Japan, because Capcom Japan has almost never fixed the biggest issues that Street Fighter has had in the game. You know what I'm saying? And it's a shame, because it's such an amazing game, especially Third Strike. Third Strike, for me, is still the best Street Fighter of all time. Anyone that says anything else is out of their minds. You know what I'm saying? It would have been nice if you could do, like, in Street Fighter 4, if you could do overhead into red focus attack. You know what I'm saying? Or overhead into crumple. Like, if you hit focus attack after overhead lands or blocked, I don't think you should be able to do it on block, but on hit, you should be able to continue the combo. You know what I'm saying? They should have. I don't understand why they didn't make that an option in the game before. Like, why Elena could not do overhead into focus attack dash cancel into, like, uppercut. I don't know why Ryu couldn't do overhead into focus attack dash cancel, like crouching hard punch uppercut. or a hard punch, light punch, uppercut to build meter with the first fireball on wake up that they have to block. Just to gain a little bit of meter. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Everyone keeps, like, a lot of people are saying that they love the game. Those are just scrub players that don't have any talent, that are enjoying the game because it's benefiting them. Because they're more likely to lose first and lose their health first and gain that super powerful heat activation, which, by the way, is another reason I don't like Tekken 8, is because on controller, to activate raw heat is, I believe it's 2 and 3 together. That's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? That's ridiculous. It should just be like RT. Press RT. You know what I'm saying? It should just be press RT, press LB, press LT, you know, to activate. Like, I would prefer it to be on the right-hand side, all action buttons. You know, outside of the movement, the character movement itself, like down, up, left, right. You know, outside of that, I want all the actions to be on the right hand of the controller. That all high-level fighting game players want it to be like that. You know, I don't know what else to say. Like I said, this whole comeback mechanic, I think it honestly ruined fighting games. King of Fighters and all those games SNK made were the first ones to do it. And unfortunately, Street Fighter followed their example, when I don't know why you would follow the example of a company that has gone bankrupt in the past. I have no idea why the company that made Street Fighter, which basically started the fighting game, you know, genre at a competitive level, would ever try to take advice from a company that's basically has gone bankrupt in the past. I don't know why they would be stupid enough to do that. I don't understand that. I'm very confused by that. You know what I'm saying? My motivation for the fighting game community is like almost entirely gone. It was a lot of fun, like competing like at the highest level and proving I was one of the best players, like, you know, that played online. And I've proven that time and time again in all the older games up to now. Like, but like I said, as a fan, I don't know how much longer I could possibly do that, because the direction that fighting game developers are taking it is ruining the entire genre. You know what I'm saying? And it's pretty disappointing because, you know, a lot of players weren't even playing for money. They were just playing for the bragging rights of being able to get that #1 spot on the ranking boards. You know, and taking a screenshot and rubbing it in everyone's face, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the #1 player, like, in the entire world out of the hundreds of thousands of people that bought the game and try to play the game online. Like, I was top, you know what I mean? It's just, you know, without cheating. You know, there's a lot of people that do community efforts to try to win at the highest level. That's not the same thing as a solitary guy, you know what I'm saying, going there and winning off of his hard work and efforts that he put into developing his entire, you know, approach to, you know, fighting games. There's thousands upon thousands of hours that go into, you know, mastering the game at the highest level, like beyond, you know, we're talking about, you know, probably even tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of hours. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's a shame that some people do that to try to get to the #1 spot. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm having fun with the Tekken Ball. That's my favorite part about Tekken 8. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna start getting into it soon. I don't know what else to say about it. I don't think they're gonna change it. There's like heat activator combos that you have to do now. I think you should just be able to activate heat at any time raw, and it should be an easy activation. Just press RT. Once you get them in a pop-up combo, RT like auto combos them. I wouldn't even care if everyone could do that. Even a beginner player could do that. Like, I don't know. I don't know what else to say, man. Like, the way the fighting game developers are pushing the industry for the genre of fighting games is like, it got me to the point where I just want to sell my PlayStation 5 and forget that I was ever a fan. You know what I'm saying? Street Fighter 6, the pressure game, it should not be allowed. Like, if a player makes a mistake on pressure, they should be countered. And not every situation is like that. Like, if I do hard punch, try to pressure, like, I should be able to easily stop that. Like, even if the dash changes from on hit or on block, like, the frame data changes whether the opponent is in hit stun or on block stun. If they're on block stun, they recover fast enough to counter you from pressuring them incorrectly. That's the way the game should be almost entirely. And almost all of it is. I haven't tested every situation, so I might be wrong of even bringing it up, but, I know when I was playing online, it might have just been the lag that, like, Kimberly players were pressuring me with situations that I thought they were incorrect for trying to pressure me, and I tried to counter them, and I still got countered for doing what I know, not what I feel, not what I think, but what I know should be the situation. And what should be the counter in that particular situation. And I know as a player, I was a better player than my opponent, and I still got countered, and I still took a lot of damage. I still lost a lot of rounds and a lot of matches because of nonsense like that. Against players that really shouldn't even deserve those situations. They should earn them just like every other player earns them. You know what I'm saying? But what else can I say about it? I'm not the developers, but I don't agree with the path the developers are taking, and they honestly don't care as long as they make money. You know what I'm saying? But as a longtime real fan that wasn't just trying to like cheat his way into tournament money by using large communities of people to like spy on other players, what works on him, what doesn't work on him. Let's tell him telepathically and spiritually, oh, this player loses to this, and this player loses to this, so try this, and this player really loses to this. So they're not going to play the player, they're going to play the situation. They're not going to play the situation, they're going to play the player. Like, oh, I know this player loses to, neutral jump or whatever, after that, I'm going to use that situation to my advantage, because that's not like, oh, let me win because I'm analyzing my opponent. I'm studying what my opponent does and what they don't do. Like, they're not approaching the game like how talented high-level players do. They're approaching the game at like a scrub, popularity contest. It's like a popularity contest. Like, let's see how easily we could try to win this tournament money by working together and cheating our way by signaling telepathically, to other players that are spying on other top level, high level players to see, oh, what works on him and what doesn't work on him. Okay, let's do what works on him. Not let's try to figure out what works on him. Let's do what we know works on him because we've been spying on all the matches he's been having. You know what I'm saying? That takes away the entire, competitive aspect to it. You know what I'm saying? That takes away the entire competitive aspect to it. But like I said, I love Tekken Ball. I've been a huge fan of Tekken Ball ever since it was first introduced in Tekken 3. I thought it was the best mini game that a fighting game ever had. Way better than any mini games that were ever in Street Fighter. Most of which were completely hijacked and taken by Mortal Kombat's development team in the Test Your Might that was originally introduced in Street Fighter 1. Test Your Might was initially introduced in Street Fighter 1. They stole that in Mortal Kombat 1. Test Your Might is a stolen idea from Street Fighter. You could tell Ed Boon. You could tell Ed Boon he even stole the idea of the opponent being stunned after the match is over, so you could perform a fatality, because he did not like the opponent being stunned in Street Fighter, so he changed it to be after the match is over. Look at Sub-Zero's Ice Ball. That's Ryu's Fireball from Street Fighter 2. It's an identical replica of it. You know what I mean? It's a $1 billion franchise today. I mean, you got to be kidding me right now. You know what I'm saying? Street Fighter didn't just become a $1 billion franchise. It created several other ones too. Such as Mortal Kombat, which is making, billions to this very day, making movies, making cartoon movies, animations, actual live action movies, reselling old games. I don't doubt that Mortal Kombat soon is going to do a PlayStation 2, all those PlayStation 2 Armageddon and Deception and Sub-Zero Mythologies and Sub-Zero Shaolin Monks, amazing games. You know what I'm saying? Midway's wrestling game that was also, those are the same people that developed Mortal Kombat initially. You know what I'm saying? They made an amazing wrestling game with Razor Ramon and Doink the Clown and Yokozuna and The Undertaker. That was one of the best wrestling games of all time, no doubt about it. I mean, it looks real outdated and corny today if you try to look at it now and play it, but it's still an amazing game. You know what I'm saying? You could put that game on your cell phone these days and it'll run flawlessly. I mean, you can't ask for anything better than that. The game is incredible. It's hilarious. You know what I'm saying? The developers are when they want... I don't know what else to say about it. It's not the same... Part of what makes fighting games fun is the whole competitive bragging rights aspect to it. And you can't even do that anymore because so many players are winning after losing originally. So, I don't know what else to say. I'm at the point where I'm probably just going to sell my PlayStation 5. It's unfortunate because, the love for fighting games, I'm just losing it altogether. It's like, it's just not there. If you guys don't believe me, I've been playing fighting games online for a very long time. If you guys don't know, you might know my gamer tag now and be like, oh, I've never seen him. But, I've been beating, top 10 players in Street Fighter for, damn near 20 years, over 20 years online. Like, when did they first release hyper fighting online? I've been playing it ever since then. And even before then on PC, when they had these fake Marvel vs. Capcom like online websites that you had to use the keyboard to try to play Marvel vs. Capcom, and like that's damn near impossible. So that's how I'm a real fan, when I'm bringing this kind of shit up. When I'm playing on GGPO, I'm playing Third Strike on GGPO, Street Fighter Alpha on GGPO. All the true high level players know all about GGPO. One of the best Denjin Ryu players was playing on GGPO. He's the only Ryu player that probably next to mine that honestly was decent. I thought the better player. You know what I'm saying? But he was easily the second best. I didn't have to use Denjin to win with Ryu. In fact, I was the only Shin Shoryuken Ryu in Third Strike that was dominating the leaderboards. I was the only Shin Shoryuken Ken that was dominating the leaderboards when everyone was using Super Art 3 with Ken. I was using Shin Ryuken with Ken Super Art 2, unheard of at the highest level. It's unheard of at the highest level. Dominating with Sean, dominating with Elena, some of the worst characters in the entire game at the highest level. beating top 10 Urian players with Sean at the highest level, beating high-level Necro players at the highest level with Electric Snake. You know, I mean, what more do I have to say about that? Like, what more do I have to say about it? The fans are still waiting for Marvel vs. Capcom 4. We still don't got it. We still don't have it. There better be all the characters in the game. I don't care how much you got, you know, in the DLC pack or whatever you got to release to have all the X-Men characters in the game, all the Spider-Man characters in the game. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. No one wants to see the whack characters that you decided to put in the last one. Nobody wants to see them. Doctor Strange? I'll tell you what's strange, that you're putting Doctor Strange in a fighting game. I'll tell you what's strange. That you're even just thinking about putting Doctor Strange in a fighting game. The movie was subpar at best. The only good part was when Dormammu showed his face at the end, but it was for about 2 seconds. And there wasn't even like an amazing fight against him. He just kind of showed his universal face on the screen. And I almost pissed my pants. This is the shit I gotta deal with. Like, Doctor Strange, really? Like, I'm cool with Doctor Strange being in the game. The way he was in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, it was actually kind of dope. I'm not gonna lie, he was a pretty cool character. I guess he's like a Satanist doctor, an evil doctor Satanist or whatever. You know, but, I mean, there's so many better characters. I mean, they don't even have Luke Cage. Luke Cage is way doper than all those characters that they put. Why can't we get Luke Cage? Luke Cage is a dope Marvel vs. Capcom character. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was one of the best Marvel series that they ever did, was Luke Cage. From start to finish, I was like, yo, Cottonmouth? I was like, yo, they use Cottonmouth, yo. That's crazy they would even call him Cottonmouth, bro. You know what I'm saying? I thought the fight with Cottonmouth could have been a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? It was a little anticlimactic. He finally got the Cottonmouth, and he slapped him one time, and Cottonmouth fucking disintegrated. It wasn't even much of a fight, to be honest. I mean, he slapped him one time, open hand slap, and Cottonmouth just completely evaporated. I mean, I waited all season to see him evaporate on the first slap that Luke Cage landed on him. I mean, how anticlimactic is that? I mean, Jesus Christ, he could have ran him over with a car or something. You know? It would have been nice to see Cottonmouth try to run him over with an SUV, and the SUV just completely, you know, gets dented from the front, like, and almost bends in half and breaks in half. You know, then you see Cottonmouth like, oh, you know, like, oh shit. Like, he crawls out of the car, you know, and he's crawling to get away, and just, you know, Luke Cage picks him up by the back of his suit and shit, and just throws him against the wall and shit, one-handed. You know, what the fuck? Like, this is the worst generation. I thought PlayStation 5 was going to be the best generation of fighting games of all time. It ended up being the worst. I would much rather be playing fighting games that were still on PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. They were far superior. They were way more fun. They were way funnier. They were way more fun. It was all about talent back then. Even if the games were broken, even if the characters were broken, we still had fun just playing the cheapest characters against each other. How many times did you see Smoke versus Smoke in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3? Why wouldn't you? I mean, out of all the characters that do not have infinites, he's the best character in the game. Out of all the characters that do not have infinites, he is the strongest character in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. You'd have to be an idiot to say otherwise. One combo takes away more than half, like basically half your life or more. Like, so you would have to be an idiot to not choose him. You know, which makes me this is why I give so much props to Ryo, the Mortal Kombat player. In fact, he's the only Mortal Kombat player I give props to. And the reason I say that is because when everyone was picking Smoke in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, he's still picking Cabal. He's picking Cabal. He got the audacity to bust out Cabal. Like, Cabal is good, but he's not that good. Like, yeah, he does high damage if you land it, but good luck trying to land a tornado run at the highest level. And without that, he's trash. You know what I'm saying? Without that, he's trash. I mean, everybody knows Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, Sub-Zero, no, hands down. Hands down is also one of the best characters in the game. You know what I'm saying? If you want to know who the best character in the game is, just look at who Ryo is using. Look up Ryo MK. If he's using him, it's because he's one of the best characters in the game because he's not stupid. I'm the only stupid player that picks Sean in Third Strike and tries to win at the highest level, knowing that he's the worst character in the game. He's so bad that even on hit, his tornado kick on hit, the special move that he does, can be countered by super on hit. And I was still winning at the highest level. He's that bad. I'm done, man. I'm done, man. I'm done. And as for that tournament in Japan, Ryu versus Dudley tournament in Japan, if anyone is picking Dudley in the Ryu versus Dudley tournament in Japan, you're an idiot. Because Ryu can grab you and catch you with Super R2 and OTG you with Super R2. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, it's the only OTG in the entire Third Strike game. Which is why I don't even recommend picking Dudley at all. Because he has a huge disadvantage in Third Strike. Because you're going to get grabbed in Third Strike. It's only a matter of time. And that Super R2 is going to take half your health bar. So if you ever see a high-level Dudley player, you might as well just pick Ryu and counterpick. Because Ryu easily OTGs Dudley for half his health. Which almost guarantees you the second round. And I actually landed that online against an opponent and probably made him cry. Because he never saw an OTG probably before in his life in Third Strike. I'm done, man. I'm done. You know, these broken moments in the game, they're funny as hell to do to your opponent, but when you get caught by them, dog, it brings tears to your eyes as a high-level player. You're holding in your tears like, fuck! Like, I thought I was dope. This dude just called me with some bullshit. That should have never been in the game. Of course players are going to use it. Of course players are going to use Rain Ball into back hard kick, into jab, into back hard kick, into jab infinite with Rain. In Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. You know what I'm saying? Why would you not? You know what I'm saying? I'm done with the video, man. I'm done with the video. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. It's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Fighting games used to be so much better, but you know, I love the graphics, but if it's between graphics, put it like this, if it's between amazing graphics like Street Fighter V, I'm not gonna lie, Street Fighter V graphics are the best graphics I've ever seen in a Street Fighter game. The only thing that I would change, honestly, is you could do overhead into V-trigger activation, or overhead would just do crush counter. Any overhead that lands does crush counter, except for jumping attacks. That way you could get way more damage off of overhead. I would also make Laura's overhead, which was the worst in the entire game, I would make that maybe only second to Cammy. I think Cammy had the worst overhead in the entire game. unless I'm wrong about that. Maybe she has a better overhead that I'm unaware of. I'm not really a Cammy main. And in fact, I don't even recommend anyone actually being a Cammy main. Because she's very... I can't even say that she's like amazing mid-tier. She's like maybe lower mid-tier. She's like so bad I wouldn't even use the character bad. So like these players that are picking Cammy thinking they're dope, I'm like laughing. I'm like, dog, she's one of the worst characters in the game. So yeah, I'm done, man. I'm done with the video, man. Street Fighter Capcom USA, man. Fix E Honda, fix Blanca Ball, fix E Honda's sumo headbutt. Don't allow his sumo drop, the booty drop that he does. Don't allow that to cross over. You know, these are simple fixes that the developers could do. They have the talent. I'm not denying that they have the knowledge and the talent. These artists are amazing artists. I know that. That's a God-given talent. Not everyone can do amazing art. I do appreciate it, but it's not the artist's fault. It's the computer programmer's fault. And like I feel like anyone can be a computer programmer. All you have to do is learn the language, C++ or whatever the hell they use, dog. All you got to do is learn that, and it's not impossible to learn that. If I really wanted to learn that, I could learn that. But having amazing, talented artists is something that doesn't happen too often. And you're just you're just completely losing that. As the years go by, they're going to eventually die and not be around anymore. And we might not ever have talented artists like that again. And you're sitting there bullshitting with this nonsense broken bullshit that should be tweaked and fixed. And you never do it. And it's Capcom Japan's fault for doing it. Capcom USA always tries to clean up the mess that Capcom Japan made. And I'm tired of it. Just make the game from scratch here in the United States. Just make it from scratch and do it right in the first place. I would rather see Tatsunoko versus Capcom style graphics than Street Fighter V graphics if that means way better gameplay. I don't think there should be OTGs in Marvel vs. Capcom. I think you should land your combo on your opponent and that's it. You decide to do a hard knockdown on the ground, they should not be lifted off the ground after that. You should do the combo that you want to do to get the maximum damage right there. Like, what the hell is combo them, pop them up in the air, combo them, kick them to the ground, do an assist, pop them back up in the air, do the same combo all over again. Go suck a fat baby dick, dog. No player wants to sit while another player shows that they know how to do a combo. Like, they want it to be a true test of talent that goes back and forth, you know, or just completely dominating one player, dominating another, and then players go, oh shit, he's dope. Oh, he wiped his ass with him. Oh, like, oh shit, there was nothing he could do. He was that dope. Oh shit, like, I understand it's a 3v3, but at least make it easy OTGs. You know what I'm saying? At least make it every character has easy OTGs. Like, what I mean is, if the character is in an OTG state and I throw a fireball with Ryu, it automatically throws the fireball at the grounded opponent to OTG them back up in the air again. Like, Ryu automatically adjusts his fireball depending on where the point character is. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that, I don't want to break the game too much, like, you know, but make, like, you know, just down launcher. If I knock my opponent to a hard knockdown and the OTG, like, all I have to do is down launcher again. Like, I love the way it was in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. The down launcher button was like a godsend. Like, that's exactly what Marvel vs. Capcom needed. In Marvel vs. Capcom 2, each character had a unique launcher. That was very annoying. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 fixed a lot of the issues that were necessary to be changed in, from Marvel vs. Capcom 2 to Marvel vs. Capcom 3. The control layout for Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was the best one they ever had. And then you completely turned your back on all those supporting fans. And Capcom USA turned their back on all those supporting fans and changed the layout back to Marvel vs. Capcom 2 style. After everyone was already so familiar with Marvel vs. Capcom 3, with how successful Marvel vs. Capcom 3 already was. Why would you do that to the fans, man? And that's the same thing Mortal Kombat 1 did. They made it to enhance the moves as the block button. No, enhancing special moves was RB in Mortal Kombat 11. You just had all these players supporting Mortal Kombat 11. Make it an easy transition to the next game with the core fundamentals of the game. You can add a new game mechanic. It's okay, like if you want to try to test the waters and do a whole new game mechanic. But don't change the core fundamentals of the game. You're ruining the game like that. And you're making it less likely for people to play the game. You're changing what makes the game amazing. People are already familiar with how the game plays. If they have to learn something new, like, oh, okay, like maybe RB and RT together activates, or just RT and LT together, just like Mortal Kombat. Maybe in honestly, I don't think there should be a Team Super in Marvel vs. Capcom. I think they should change the Team Super button. Those never look dope anyway. I think, honestly, in comparison, it's a waste of 3 meters because it honestly takes 3 meters to do a Team Super. I don't think it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? You're better off landing level 1 super combos on your opponent 3 times because you're going to get 3 times the amount of damage than doing a long combo and then ending it with a team super that takes 3 super bars. Why would you do that? It's going to be scaled like crazy, and you're not going to get half the damage that you would get if you just tried to outplay your opponent and try to land it, I think it should be removed entirely from the game. I think those team supers are pretty stupid. At least if it's going to be a team super, let it be a true cinematic team super. Where the way it was in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where the combo, like a cinematic movie starts, the combo starts with one character hitting the opponent, then they hit off, similar to Street Fighter Cross Tekken, they hit the opponent to the next player on the team. They start doing similar like how Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was. You hit up, left, right, or down in the air, and it hits the opponent to the next character. But it's instead of it being controlled by you, it's just a cinematic movie that occurs. Then I would go, damn, that shit's dope. That would be a true team super that's worth level 3. Where it does like damn near it takes an opponent out of the game. If you waste 3 meters on an opponent in a combo, you should take that character out, regardless if it's Incredible Hulk or Tronbot. It doesn't matter. Or Servbot. It doesn't matter what opponent it is. Please never put Servbot in the game again. Unless Servbot is the big size that he was in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, then I would say that's acceptable for him to be in the game. But the way he was all miniature in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, that's completely unacceptable. It's funny as hell, but it's not fun trying to combo such a little opponent. It really isn't. I mean, Justin Wong proved that team is almost impossible to do anything to. And I found it hilarious watching him use the team and be so cheap. But, like, you can't even do normal combos on Servbot. So, why the fuck are you putting him in the game? Like, that's such an unfair advantage. Like, who was he using? He was using Servbot, Roll, and I think he was using Mega Man, for Christ's sake. I mean, that's, like, so cheap. Like, everyone thinks that's such a bad character, but, like, what's so bad about not being able to hit them? Like, they're so small, you can't even do normal combos on them. So, like, in my opinion, that's a huge advantage. It's not a disadvantage, it's a huge advantage. Like, why are you doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like, Makoto and Third Strike being able to dash under, like, standing jab and, like, standing hard kick is crazy to me. Like, she could, like, damn near dash under the Ryu spin kick. Like, on reaction. What the fuck is this shit? And Oro too. Like, what the fuck? This is nuts. I mean, can you patch the shit? I mean, goddamn. Can you make Makoto a little bit taller next time? I mean, for Christ's sake. I mean, Jesus Christ. All right, I'm done. I'm done with the video, man. I'm done with the video, man. I really hope Tekken 8 removes the guard crush. That way I can start streaming it religiously. I love Tekken. I thought Tekken 7 is the best fighting game of all time. If I honestly... The only thing I honestly didn't like was the rage art. But if it weren't for the rage art, I would give it a perfect 10 out of 10. The music was amazing. The stages were amazing. The characters looked better than ever. Martial law looked incredible with the yellow, black Bruce Lee suit on in Tekken 7. I mean, that was my... I don't even... I mean, I have to unlock it. Why do I have to unlock it? That's Bruce Lee, for Christ's sake. Give him the little black underwear, Speedos. Give him the black Speedos that he was using in Enter the Dragon. I want to see him, no homo, I want to see him in the black Speedos he was wearing at the end of Enter the fucking Dragon. And I want the red dashes that he had on his chest and all that from being scratched by Mr. Claw or wherever the fuck his name was. I want Bruce Lee. I don't have to unlock that kind of shit. I want it available. Every time martial law is in a game, I want it, or forest law is in a game, I want it available. When I press the square button, after I you know, pick my character, martial law, I press the square button, I could choose the costume. I could choose the outfit. I could choose what clothes they're wearing. I want to see right there, I want to see Bruce Lee's black Speedos from Enter the Dragon as an available choice. I want to see Bruce Lee's yellow and black one-piece outfit that he was wearing, the banana suit that he was wearing when he fought Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in Game of Death. I want to see, you know, the shit that I want him see. I want to see him wearing the shit. Why does he not have the black Speedos? I want to see Bruce Lee in black Speedos. I'm probably the only straight man that has ever said, I want to see another guy in Speedos. And I'm proud of it. And I'm fucking proud of it. I want to see Bruce Lee in black Speedos. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm tired of having to bring this shit up to you guys. I'm tired of having to even mention the kind of shit. I'm done. I gotta end the video. I gotta end the video because you guys get me hype, yo. You guys get me hype with the bullshit, yo. You guys get me hype with the bullshit, yo. I'm done, yo. I'm done, bro. I don't even want to think about it no more. I'm gonna be playing nothing but Tekken Ball. Is there a separate leaderboards for Tekken Ball? Because I want to play Tekken Ball ranked. I want to play Tekken Ball ranked and be number 1. I don't even care about regular ranked matches. I want to wipe my ass with everybody in Tekken Ball. I'm done, man. I'm done. What, are we going to get a remastered of that Dead or Alive volleyball game? With the big titty bitches? Can we get a remaster of that? When was the last one? PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4? Can we get a re-release? Is that game available for download right now? What's going on? It was the only good Dead or Alive game ever made. I'm sorry. Dead or Alive is too fast. They make the game too fast. I mean, at the highest level, it's only a matter of time till somebody makes a mistake and gets kicked through a wall and loses half their life. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, it should be challenging, but it shouldn't be inescapably fast. I mean, you blink one time and you already lost half your health bar. I mean, it's crazy. Humans have to fucking blink. If you guys never played Dead or Alive, dude, it's ridiculously fast. All right, man, I'm done, man. I don't like talking shit, but goddamn, the game is too fast, bro. You know what I'm saying? The game is too fast, man. And Jesus Christ, can we get some more Street Fighter characters in Soul Calibur? Like Rolento? Can we get Rolento in Soul Calibur? Can we get Eagle in Soul Calibur? Can we get Vega in Soul Calibur? Characters that I know how to use already? Can we get martial law with the nunchucks in Soul Calibur? You know, wasn't Yoshimitsu at one time in Soul Calibur? These are characters that should be in the game every single time. I thought that Darth Vader and Yoda being in Soul Calibur as a fighting game character was dope as hell. That was amazing. I'm not even that big of a Star Wars fan, but like they were actually in Soul Calibur as fighting game characters. I mean, I believe you could even get it to emulate on your phone if you know what you're doing. You have to use, I believe they were on the GameCube version, so you have to use the Dolphin emulator. But if you get the ROM, dog, you could get it on the phone. I encourage supporting the developers. You know what I'm saying? I'm always going to encourage that because they do work hard. You know what I'm saying? But it's unfortunate that some games, they just do not re-release and remake. And maybe it's because people just don't support it, which they should. But there's some games that I can't wait for, dog. I'm sorry to say it like that. It's so worth it. It's so worth it. I just can't wait any longer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a Street Fighter fanatic. That was always my original fighting game. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Street Fighter fanatic. And I'm never going to stop being a Street Fighter fanatic. So, like, when you add characters that I already know how to use in Soul Calibur, that just makes me way more likely to play it and support it. Like, you know, it's a lot that you have to learn for Soul Calibur. I'm not going to lie, man. Soul Calibur is even harder than Tekken, in my opinion, because you have to use the block button. You know, it has a block button, so you really got to know what you're doing. It's not like Tekken where it automatically blocks for you, and you're like, oh, I wasn't even blocking, and it still blocked for me. Like, in Tekken, with the exception of low attacks, if you're just not holding back, it'll block all high attacks. So in Tekken, all you have to do is block low attacks when you think they're about to come. You don't have to block anything else. But you do have to throw break. You know what I'm saying? Which I think makes Tekken... They should remove that from Tekken. They should remove that altogether. They should make it so that you have to block at the correct time. I don't think the game should ever block for you. I'm completely against that. I'm completely against supporting joystick players that are not good enough to compete. And that's basically the reason why they're doing it. If you're not good enough to compete on a joystick, don't compete. But don't design the game to help out joystick players that don't deserve to win. You know, I'm done. I'm done with the video, man. I'm done with the video. I'm going to keep playing Tekken Ball because I love Tekken Ball. I'm going to have a lot of fun tomorrow. I'm going to probably play Tekken Ball for a while. But I'll probably stream the Tekken Ball. I'm probably not going to stream any more of my ranked matches. You guys are not deserving of it because you guys just want to, you know, you guys are not deserving of my talent. You know what I'm saying? You guys really aren't. None of you guys are. All you guys are beneath me. Male or female. All you guys are beneath me. All you guys are beneath me. I'm the most elite fighting game player that ever lived.